would like to go on a craft room tour with me. I have recently reorganised my craft space. I'm no longer half in the basement and half upstairs, seeing as we have now reorganised our house a bit better, the rooms a bit better, so that I can be all in one place and we have an office space as well. So let me show you around. So this is one of the big bedrooms. It's at the front of the house, so as you can tell there's a lot more light and that makes life a lot easier. So in here, because it's technically the spare room as well, we have a sofa bed. These are my boxes of cotton jersey fabrics and cotton scraps on the top, which I have yet to sort out and work out what I'm doing with. I have my big cutting table in the middle of the room so that I can switch from the sewing space to the cutting table. This works really well. I couldn't do this quite the same down in the basement. So underneath that you can see I've got a big pad of tissue paper that so I also use it as an area where I parcel up my packages and send them out. Over in this corner is where I have my ironing and pressing station. I have definitely do more ironing for sewing than I do for my the rest of the family. I've got a big green cupboard there. I really didn't like that when it was somewhere else in the house, but it works a lot better here. On top is a bit of a mishmash of empty boxes, envelopes. I've got patterns in a pattern box up there as well. I've got my big boards for photography, and I've got a silhouette cameo. I got it off eBay. I think it's just a learning curve. I haven't really had a chance to sit down and work on it properly. Okay, so let me show you into the big green cupboard, because this is where I keep all my fabrics. So I've got my big bolts. There are my bolts of fabric. And when the bolts come in, I check them over, I cut off a metre, wash it, iron it and fold it round a bit of board. It's just like this board, cut into smaller chunks. That's an idea I got off a crafty friend and it works really well, just so that they're not all in a kind of a bit of a muddle. They sort of aren't terribly tidy at the moment, but they're tidier than they were. I've got my big bolts of cotton and bamboo terry toweling. That's some nice organic bamboo. It's lovely and soft. I've got packets of fabrics that I have bits of, which is sort of kind of fat quarters and little bits which will make things, but not enough to go round in a metre. I've got pre-cuts of cotton terry and fusible fleece scraps, more fabric, fat quarters, things I'm not quite sure about. I bought them in fat quarter packs and only like one or two that came in the packet. This is all the products that I have which are already made up. So there's sanitary towels, pre-cut pieces ready to make up into wipes, depending on what people want. So that works quite well for me now, and it's not on display, which is a bit of an issue in this room because the windows, as you can see, are very big and you get a lot of sunshine. So we've got some wardrobes which we use as wardrobes, and my Raskog cart, which I had when I was doing paper crafting and I've now converted into holding my scissors, bits and pieces like my little snips. One of the best products ever. I spent £3 or £4 on. It is a bamboo pokey tool. It's for poking down the corners of your fabrics when you've turned them inside out. Absolutely genius. So the whole mishmash of things on there. My main sewing table, which I've had to lower at the moment because the chair I'm in isn't very good. I need to change that. And I've got some daylight lamps because even though it is quite bright in the evening over in this corner, it can get a little bit dull. So just having a daylight lamp if I'm sewing later on in the evening. that's to keep me going at the moment, just keep sewing. And over here is an office area. It's attached to the printer for me printing bits and pieces out, although my husband's pretty much using this at the moment because he's working from home and there's no sign of him going back into his office anytime in the next couple of weeks. So I think we'll be sharing this space for quite a while. But actually it works quite well because I'm mostly with the children during the day and he's up here. So I've got a big bookcase I got ages ago with John Lewis, has come through several house moves with bits of paperwork, things for parceling up, business cards, yet more fabric, old sewing boxes and stuff that's in sewing, ancient things that are here, and washi tape, my little friend Baby Cthulhu there that a friend made, is a little squid. Notebooks for all manner of jottings about ideas. I find that really useful. I can't use the computer all the time or my phone all the time. I need to sit and write stuff and scribble stuff. A big mirror, which when this was being used as a bedroom was very useful, but I quite like it in here. It adds a little bit of je ne sais quoi. I found it in a charity shop. And my Pilates mat because I do have lower back issues. And so of a morning I like to do 15 minutes stretching and core muscle work, and that really helps out. So that is my craft room. It's working a lot better than me being just down in the basement. Everything's to hand. I can get up, I can flit up and down, and the children can also come in and sit and bring Lego and stuff like that and do it on the floor whilst I'm here as well, and it just works really well. So I hope you found that really interesting, and if you've got any questions, let me know, but just something a little bit different for today. I hope you have